Hi everybody, my name is AJ. Welcome to my channel. Now, if you are new here, I am an Indigenous content creator. I'm an academic, I'm a mom, I am a little bit extra. But what I'm here to talk to you all about, as you can see, the topic of the video is Naidoc week. So as always, pull up a seat, get comfy on the couch, get a cuppa. We're gonna have a yarn about Naidoc week, its significance, and you know what this week really offers to us as a nation. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you would have seen promotion, I'm sure, in your local community for different events that are happening. You would have seen different things on TV, even on social media, you know, really celebrating and offering teaching tools and knowledge and information and culture and art, really a variety of offerings and opportunities for you to engage with Indigenous knowledges. Now, in our society, we're really taught to be divided. We're really taught, you know, that there's no sense of connection or community. You know, if you belong to this racial demographic, if you belong to this group, if you even belong to this suburb or this area code, we're quite literally pinned up against each other. And I think from my journey, you know, growing up and now becoming a woman, an older woman at that, really identifying that this is all by design. And I think our country and members of this country have become more aware than what we've ever been before of how, you know, fraudulent this government is. You know, Australia loves to pretend that we're all about unity, we're all about diversity, we're all about inclusivity, when that couldn't be further from the truth. We're witnessing our government not only into one demographic but a variety of different demographics choose genocide, choose to stand on the wrong side of history, not only endorse it but quite literally support it financially with our governments or governance, our policy. And it is so disgusting. But Aboriginal people in this country have been telling you the truth about this government, that it is to this day still systemically attempting to eradicate Aboriginal people. It is still silencing us. I've seen so many different discourses online over the last 5 years where I've created content where different people will say different things about Australia and the opportunity that it provided them or their families. And Aboriginal people have been explaining that these opportunities have never been afforded to many of us. I think the realities of this country is coming to truth. It's looking at the poor educational outcomes of our children here, if it's looking at the mental health or bullying of our children, if it's looking at the racial disparities in the criminal justice system or employment, people are starting to wake up. Race and racism is a real issue in Australia, and this country is a settler colonial state. Australia is a concept. Australia isn't something that really exists. It's not an identity that has 5 different points of what it means to be an Aussie. If anything, what it means to be an Australian is an amalgamation of things that it does not mean to be an Aussie. It's like an exclusive club that you have to have membership to. It is built on ideologies that are founded in white supremacy. It is an ideology that's based in misogyny and classism. And so many people are waking up to that. I think that's why this Naidoc week in particular is so important. It is so significant. Now more than ever, we as a nation need to come together. Aboriginal people, we have so much to teach this country. If it's shaping our policy of how to look after the environment, how to look after nature, or if it's how to come together collectively to fight and dismantle this government, we hold much of this knowledge. We also have knowledges around the beauty of family, elders, community, and protecting our children. We have so much to teach, but our government, this country, has constantly devalued us. You know nothing about us. What you're taught in your education isn't even a fraction. Most of that is mistruths. That's why Naidoc is so important. That's why, in particular, if you are a person of color, if you are from a collective that perhaps has nothing to do with Aboriginal people, that's why it's so important you attend these events. And say you can't attend the events, it is so important that you engage with our media, engage with, you know, learning opportunities, engage with different things that are on TV, such as documentaries or movies. It's so important to become educated on Aboriginal people, for you are living on our land. We are still fighting our oppressor. And the only way that we can come together collectively and fight for the greater good is by using opportunities like Naidoc Week as an opportunity to come together. I assure you, whatever Naidoc event you go to, you will be welcomed. I assure you, whatever Naidoc Week you go to, you will be made to feel comfortable. Obviously, if you are respectful, you are welcoming, all of the above, you'll be made to just feel like part of the crew. Your kids can run around, grab a feed, kick back, you can sit up under the shade, enjoy the music. You are welcome. I know that many people who have attended Naidoc events will agree with this statement. There is so much happening collectively in the world right now. There is so much happening. We're really witnessing this battle of good versus evil. And I think we are really witnessing people wanting to stand up and fight for what is right. And that's the truth. When it comes to the truth, there isn't any blurred lines. There isn't even any black or white. When it comes to what is right, there is simply what's wrong and what's right. And we as a nation need to decide what side of history do we want to stand on. And for that to happen, it begins with the plight of Aboriginal people in this country. This message is also really important if you have children. Children are quite literally our future. Children are quite literally, you know, our legacy. And I want you to think about, as a parent, what do you want to be teaching your children? Yes, you may have not had the opportunity to learn much from Aboriginal people or Aboriginal culture, but it is your responsibility in 2025 to give your children that opportunity, to give your children those core memories of going to Naidoc events, celebrating Aboriginal culture, and again, standing on the side of history that's right. One that celebrates, nourishes, and prioritizes the culture, the stories, and the resistance of Aboriginal people. I often say this, like, I could never go to like Hawaii or New Zealand or Africa and just totally have no engagement with the owners of that land, have no engagement with the people whose ancestors have lived on that country for generations. I just couldn't do it. And that should be the case for Australia. That should be the case for other countries that have been colonized brutally. Naidoc Week for us is about celebrating. It is about coming together as a community. It is about pure joy, and Naidoc Week is an invitation for you to come along to that. What an honor, what a privilege. Make this Naidoc Week the one where you reconnect or connect to Indigenous people in a meaningful way. If it's going to an event, watching a documentary on the TV, if it's buying from a black business, if it's donating, if it's learning about the local Aboriginal community where you live, let this Naidoc year be the year you take those steps. Let me know in the comments if you celebrate Naidoc Week. What was your first little Naidoc memory? Was it at school? Was it at an event? What events have you gone to? If you have kids, how are you using this as an opportunity to decolonize and to again celebrate the oldest continuing culture in the world? I'd love to hear it. Love you.